All right, so now let's take a look at ad formats. And here we can find 4 different elements for the ad inside of our ad manager. And the first one is ad copy. So this is a visual representation on how it looks inside of the ads manager. So once again, I'll remind you of the Facebook campaign structure. At the top of the entire selection, we have campaign. Once we have selected the goal of our campaign, we have the ad set. That's all the information, all the steps that we just went through. It's selecting the audience and selecting the placements. And finally, the ad is the final step, and this is the visual representation of your ad. This is where we showcase our product or service visually with either image or carousel or video. And this is where we add all the texts like headlines and body texts. And this is also where we have the action button, where when people click on it, they go to a specific destination, usually to your website, your app, maybe WhatsApp, but usually your website. So for ad formats, we have different types that we can choose from. The first one is the simplest one, and that's just an image. So basically it's an image which can or maybe cannot be optimized via graphic design. I usually suggest you to use software like Photoshop or Canva to actually optimize your image so it actually makes sense and have a specific goal in mind. So why are you showing this image? So add a text, maybe a headline, maybe showcase your product with different angles. Just make it more visually appealing. But also it's important when your target audience sees this picture that they would understand what's going on. What is your offer? What is your product? What are you offering? This is the simplest of the formats, but it's actually one of the most important ones to showcase correctly, because showing just a random image will not do anything. People will just keep scrolling. So you have to capture their attention with bright colors, big letters, good offer. And then hopefully they can stay for long enough to read the text and finally maybe click on the button and buy your product. Then we have the video. Video is actually one of the most important formats to consider, because Meta has been heavily pushing on this vertical to trying to compete with YouTube and with TikTok. And in this case, you can showcase the video mostly in stories formats and in video feeds formats and also in reels. And it's the format that you have the most space to play with, because it's longer formats. You have ideally 15 seconds to tell your story, to showcase your product, to showcase your offer. And remember that the first 3 seconds are the most important ones, because attention spans are really fast. So have a hook at the start of your video to capture the attention, and then showcase the product, the solution to someone's problem, the fulfillment of someone's desire by using your service or product. Then we have the carousel, and carousel basically is something similar to the image format, but in this case we have multiple images that people can interact with by scrolling them and having different images on top of each of the cards. And they can click on specific products by landing on the specific product page, or you can showcase many different pictures of the same product from different angles or from different situations, so people can have more context on what's your product or service about, how to utilize it, how to use it, so you can spread more information visually by not using the video format, but letting them interact with the carousel instead. Then we have instant experience, and that's something that you can use if you don't have a specific website of your own, but you still want to give more information to your target audience about your product. So instant experience is basically a landing page, like a mini website that's stored inside of the Facebook. So when they click on the link, on the button, they don't go anywhere outside of Facebook, they stay there, but a new page opens up, a full page experience, And it works like a simple website where you can add more information and try to convince the customer to maybe buy your product or register for a webinar or whatever your ideal campaign conversion goal is. You have just more space to play with. Add more information, more visual information, testimonials, etc. Then we have a collection, and collection is something that many e-commerce stores use, or maybe in this case a restaurant, where you can use multiple images in a broader form, in a more comprehensive form, where you have one main image at the top of this gallery, and then you have many different smaller images that are supporting this one main image. And it's just visually more engaging, let's say.